What's up, everybody? So as we get into the video here, I just wanted to say that right now we currently have a Stream Elements sponsorship going on the Twitch channel. Obviously, I'm mainly a YouTuber, so I wanted to promote it here as well, but if you are a completely new player and download Zenless Zone 0 and play through the first chapter, it'll earn the channel money. This is something I wanted to try just to see how it would go, so if you guys would be willing to support it, it would be very much appreciated for the channel, just so I can kind of keep things going how I am over here. The link will be down below, so again, if you guys would be willing to download, it would be very much appreciated. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. On to the video. And this is attack and break effect. Honestly, on paper, I like everything I have for Lingshot, it's just not enough. I would love to pull for signature Lycones, but characters are better for free to play. It's really unfortunate, I feel like the direction this direction this game is going. It feels like if you really like a character, you should be saving for even longer so you can get them and their Lycone to actually have them be the character you want. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but especially with eidolons and Lycones recently, it feels like they're almost expecting you to dish out money or for you to save because of the features that are getting behind these Lycones and characters. Like, I have the two examples. I can't really... I mean, I guess I could pull them up. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We're going to take a quick trip to, We're going to do a quick trip to Wikipedia. I'm just going to click this. Wait, that's the wrong herta. Damn it. Hold on, here we go. So... here we go. So here's the thing. The herta's Lycone increases the wearer's crit rate by, so we'll say this is S1, so 12%, and then increases damage dealt by the wearer's skill and ultimate by 60. So that's just a nice boost, that's obvious, like that's what the Lycones are expected to do, is help the character they're made for. After the wearer uses their ultimate, if this ultimate consumed 140 or more energy, recovers 1 skill point. That's insane. That is insane. Like... that is just unbelievable. And then, look at the next best option, because this is a premium Lycone. After entering battle, increases the wearer's damage based on their max energy. Damage increases by 0.2 per point of energy, up to 160 energy. So that's not as good, but it's still really good. The thing is, though, is that being her next best, when it's also a premium Lycone, is more annoying than anything else. That's just kind of messed up. Again, my problem is that it doesn't really end there either. I'm using herta as my initial example, but I don't know if you guys have seen about aglaea. So hold on, I'm gonna work my way over to aglaea. Where do I find eidolons? I think it's down here. Okay, here it is. So eidolon 1. The enemy afflicted with Seam Stitch, which is her little debuff that she has, takes 15% increased damage. That's normal. That's fine. If the Eidolon was just that, that would be perfectly fine. That would be perfectly fine. Maybe they increased the increased damage a little bit more. But if it was just that for the Eidolon, that's chill. I think that's fine. After aglaea or Garment Maker attacks this target, additionally regenerates 20 energy. What bothers me is that you could have easily switched this specific ability with her A4 trace, and it would have just made the character perfectly fine. It would not have messed up that much, and the character would have been a bit more friendly for free to play. But that doesn't make money. Yeah, that's the problem. And that's what bothers me, is that it feels like they're going more and more into the you need to spend your money now if you want a complete character. Because how does this make sense that this is locked behind an eidolon and somehow you get to keep 1 stack of speed from the Memo Sprite talent? I get it that can be helpful, since no matter how hard you try, there are going to be times where you might just lose your Garment Maker. But this A4 kinda sucks. Like, it is not that helpful. And I think that if they just took this half of E1 and put that as the trace, and then increase the E1 to like 25% damage. If they put it to 25% damage, I think that would have been perfect. I think that would have made it so much better. Because then there's still reward for the E1. Because it's like, oh my god, it's gonna increase my damage against this primary enemy so much. But that isn't the case. I don't know. No, you're right. It is entirely because there is a lower skill expression within Star Rail compared to, like, as much as I don't personally like the game, Genshin kind of has a more complex system, which is why Genshin, they get to just release characters, and some of them will obviously be better. That's just a given. However, because of how the reaction system in Genshin works, you can kind of just have 1 or 2 teams for your entire life, and then update, and then maybe upgrade them once every version update. So like from 1.x to 2.x to 3.x. Yeah, Bennett is the best frickin' support in Genshin, basically. And it's insane. Like, why is he specifically so good as a 4-star, especially? Because 4-stars are always supposed to vary a lot more in skill strength. But it's because of the skill system that's been put into Genshin, compared to Star Rail, which is essentially just all numbers. It is all numbers. There's nothing else that really goes into it. And as much fun as I find the game, this specific thing is getting upsetting because it is encouraging reckless spending, or you need to save, when they also want you to constantly be getting characters, and they're making content even harder, so that you have to kinda, like, you need newer characters, you need a different playstyle. Because that HP inflation in Memory of Chaos, absolutely insane. If you are not just an incredible min-maxer with your relics, and you just have like without having an elite lineup, like they have light cones and then like very min-maxed relics, I do not understand how you can beat some of the current content in the game with older characters. Like from version 1.0 and all that. Like in some cases they can still be good, because like Himiko and Clara have been good for a very long time. Oh, did they push the MOC health back down by 10k HP? Didn't they inflate it by like significantly more? Didn't they inflate it by a lot more than 10k? Oh, that's crazy. Like, I see the videos online of, oh, I beat MOC with Yan Xing in the first half, and then they beat it in the second half as well with another team. In almost all of those videos, notice how the second half team or the first half team, whichever half is the harder half, that's always where the good team is usually, like the conventional good team. Compared to usually the other half, the first half or whatever, that's where people can use kind of like a quote-unquote weaker character, like a Yanjing. But again, if you are just an ordinary player of this game, not like a min-max content creator whose entire job is to make crazy teams to beat Memory of Chaos, I don't know how you're gonna beat that without the most recent characters outfitted with their specific best stuff. Because again, even Sunday without his light cone is obviously still great, but Sunday with his light cone is almost, like, it is such a massive boost for specifically him and to what he does that it feels almost essential for the character. Yes, but there's something to say that good support investment can bring the worst up to stardom. No, you're right. You are absolutely right about that. And that is why whenever I don't expect you guys to watch every single video I put out, but recently I've been doing those kind of ranking elemental characters lists, and you'll notice that in a lot of cases, I either have a sustain or I have a harmony at the top of the list. Like for physical, I put Robin above Boot Hill. That is always because I personally think The supports in this game are so heavily overtuned. Having a good support is always going to be more essential than having, like, an amazing DPS. Because you can always find another amazing DPS. The supports in this game are simply so incredible that if you do not have that optimal support that you want, or you do not have one of the best, you lose a lot of the performance. But if you do have them, you can make a lot more work. Because just by having Robin, you can do almost anything. I'm gonna be so real. You just have Robin, you can do almost anything with any character. It's insane. And now the harmonies are doing follow-up attacks now. Yup. What is that? Like, what is that, dude? That's what I'm saying, is just... the way this game is going, it feels like... I don't know. I don't like that it feels like they're kind of locking things behind eidolons and light cones, which I feel like should just be normal character mechanics. But also, it feels like a lot of the characters are starting to get... not blended together, but it feels like we're losing a bit more identity in favor of just making really powerful characters to keep elevating over each other. And that's the unfortunate part. Like, that's what I don't really want to see. But, again, what are you gonna do? We just the people playing this game, y'all know what I'm saying? So, it's just gonna be like that. I hope at least in some way they kinda go back down at least a little bit. Because this aglaea example is, like, probably the most specific one that's very, very aggravating in my opinion. The herta one isn't as bad. The aglaea one is what really sets me off about it, but again, can only hope that they kind of bring it back down, or at the very least, make it so that you can tune down the hard content again, so people can use, like, their favorite characters or characters they really like. And it's like, yes, okay, if you're playing the hard content, you should be able to work with it, or you should just be getting new characters so you can beat the hard content if that's what you're about. But genuinely, some people just want to play the game. Piss easy mode. Okay, actually, me and my friend had to talk about this one time. Not piss easy mode, but we were talking about it would be funny if they just made a game mode where you can only use characters from, like, 2.0 and below. Which would never work, but it would be really funny. So it's just everything is adjusted for the early part of the game, and you can just only use those characters. I honestly think that's really funny. I feel like there are ways to kind of make older characters relevant again, without always having to implement a new support for them. God bless Jing Yuan. My boy's still standing strong. God bless, God bless. But it's just a matter of if they want to do that, and I don't think they're going to do that. We can hope, we can pray, and at the very least, I hope they continue to introduce supports that will benefit older characters. But there are only so many characters left that can kind of be saved. Like, they might be able to do something with Imbibiter Lunae. Hopefully they introduce a true DOT support for Kafka and Black Swan, but yeah, a lot of older characters are just starting to get significantly weaker in comparison to the content they need to be, and it's just sad to see. And again, I feel like they're hiding things behind eidolons and more paywalls when we already have to do so much with the game. I don't know. Either increase the Jade amount you're going to give us, or for the love of God, change how you're presenting things. That's all I'm asking for. That's it. That was a good rant. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I might make that a stream highlight video. That was a good rant. Have you seen the video where someone suggested PvP in HSR? No, I have not. I actually kind of like that. The problem is there is such... oh, that's so hard to balance. I do like the idea of maybe, like... I also think the idea of doing, like, you and a friend or you and a random person can team up and try and beat hard content together would be cool. Like, maybe it's like, I can send the video in Discord. Yeah, please do. I would actually be curious to watch that. I'm pretty sure Fire Emblem has done something like this where you and a friend can team up, and then you have to battle through a bunch of battles in like an ascending format. So first one's really easy, then you keep going up through the tower until you get to the final battle, which is going to be super hard, like all that stuff. I genuinely think that'd be really cool. So it's just you and a friend. You can both have control of like 2 characters, or maybe you both have a team and you guys switch off. Something like that. And then again, the battles get progressively harder, and then maybe you get buffs, or maybe you don't. It could be like an MOC thing where it's just there's a baseline, and you have your characters, and that's it. You just fight. But I do think some sort of PvP or like dual content, proper multiplayer in Star Rail would be really fun. Because the most multiplayer we've gotten in Star Rail, I need you all to remember this, was the bird event. This game has been out for over a year. I'm pretty sure we're approaching 2 years. Why is the most multiplayer we've gotten the bird event? That's all I'm saying. Okay. I'm good.